Hello guys and welcome to Painting Panzers. My name's Christian and today we're going to be taking a look at how I paint Splinter Pattern uniforms on a 28mm model, but we're going to be first looking at the AK Interactive set. Now this particular set is probably one of my favourite AK Interactive sets, but it's not the first I've shown on the channel. My most recent one was the Panzer Crew uniform, and that video is popping up on the top right of the corner now if you want to watch it. But this particular set has 6 paints in it, like their typical uniform set, and it has 3 base options for Splinter Pattern because the Splinter Pattern base colour did come in a variety of different colours. And then we've got 3 camo colours, or 3 like green and brown colours we'll have a look at. So the 6 paints you get are dark sand, grey green, splinter muster green, splitter muster base, reflective green and waffen red brown. So 6 great paints. Now I'm just going to quickly show you the sort of way that they come out. Bearing in mind obviously my video might be a little bit darker or brighter in some areas, so it's not exactly right, but you can sort of get a gist of the sort of paints that you're going to be getting and how they look. Bearing in mind I have used these quite a lot already. And then if I take a closer look, trying to get the color as accurate as possible, this is the sort of color you're going to get. So the ones on the left, obviously your base colors. So you've got your variety of base colors, then you've got your green colors, which are going to be your camo. So on the top there, we've got the splitter muster base, then we've got the grey green and the dark sand. Following that, we've got the waffen red brown, we've got the green spots, and then we've got the reflective green. So I'm going to give you a quick demo on how I paint Splinter Pattern. Now, obviously this is on a piece of flat paper, so it's very easy to do, but it's a very rough guide of how I'm doing it. So you can see I start off by making 2 triangles and then I sort of try and join them together. Now I don't always do this, but this is the sort of thing you want to do. You want to keep the pattern sharp, you want to keep those triangles looking really crisp and sharp, and then just sort of join them, make them all different in shapes in terms of the amount of these sorts of straight lines that you're putting on the uniform. So you can see here that I'm doing some more now, getting them all straight, and then you should have something that can come out like this. You can have some big blotches as well in the middle there, like this bottom one has got a nice thick bit, brown bit in the middle there with some sort of shapes coming out of it. So just mix and match. I mean, you can join 2 together as well if you really want to, but bearing in mind you also want some really sharp green objects hugging that brown in some areas. So we'll look at that in just a minute, but this is the sort of thing you're going to be trying to paint on your uniform. So you just go with that sort of technique, do a couple of triangles and then join them together. And with that done, do some very sharp looking objects of green in the like sort of hugging the pattern, as you can see here. So you don't want to just do them on their own where they're not on anything. Looking at the Splinter Pattern, the green was always like embedded in it, or like on the outside of it, as you can see what I'm doing here. So obviously quite dark because I'm using just a paint straight from the bottle using a white background as well. Don't worry, we will lighten these up a little bit and make them really stand out nicely on the model. But for now, this is the sort of pattern you want, and then just follow it up with some rain marks, and you can just do a variety of like lines. Doesn't have to be 3, it can be 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to do, but we'll look at those in more detail in a minute. So for your model, I'm going to paint the base in the AK Splitter Muster base. So pick your base color. You've got the dark sand, the grey green, or the Splitter Muster base. For me, this one is the best of the 3 options. Obviously, if you're maybe going with like an Italian theatre or North Africa, you could probably go with the dark sand, and the grey green might just be another great alternative to this one. But I mean, if you're like me, I think this color is absolutely perfect, especially for like that European theatre. And then I'm going to be using that AK Waffen Red Brown. Now you can see already on this particular shot with the lighting a little bit different that brown is actually a lot warmer, and that is how it actually looks in person. So when we looked at before on that test piece was the same brown, it just looked a lot darker. It's because my camera lighting setting was different, just so otherwise it was too bright and then the light would affect it. So you can see that I'm putting that same practice into play. I'm making up some nice triangles, joining them in areas, keeping it thick as well. Don't go too thin with all of your lines joining each other because they'll just get blown out and just won't look right. Make nice thick brown lines. I'm also not connecting the arm to the rest of the body because from what I understand, the sleeves were done differently to the rest of the body and then obviously sewn on. So I've changed it up a little bit, and then I'm doing the exact same thing with that AK Splitter Muster green, and I'm creating some of those irregular green shapes, but they're sharp. I'm not doing like nice curved lines. They're nice and sharp. You don't want to put them in everywhere, but just start off with less and then gradually build it up to more if you think more is required. So for now, I'm going to just put a few in, and then I'm not sure if I'll show it, but I did go back and add a few more because I just felt like it wasn't enough. And it's up to you. You can do nice big ones, you can do nice small ones as well. But just have a lot of fun with it too. It's a fun process. With that done and your model washed, I then go with AK Splittermuster base, and I go back over the uniform again. So you can see that I've got a nice pointy brush. This is a size 1 brush. It's a nice Kolinsky brush as well. So just make sure you're using a nice brush, tidy up any mistakes you've made, but the purpose of this is to leave that original washed base color in the recesses, and then the rest of this is just brightening up some of those areas on that flat surface and on the sharp areas of the creases and folds. You can see I'm just scratching it in very, very subtly. It's a very subtle change, and then I add some of the grey-green into the mixture, which is something which actually just brings it down a touch in terms of how bright it is. I think it actually looks really nice, and then I just start scratching it in again, following the exact same principle as what I did before, but just taking my time, making sure I'm sort of just like making those flat surfaces sort of stick out a little bit more, as well as those raised areas. So yeah, you can see that I'm just scratching away, nice little bit on the tip of the brush, nice sharp brush. Don't use a battered old brush because you're just going to be wasting your time. Nice sharp brush. And with that done, we then go over the brown. So we're using that AK Waffen Red Brown, and I'm doing the exact same principle. Again, this is a really good time to fix up any sort of mistakes. You don't want to do too much, obviously. If it's in a recess, you don't want to try and fix it up because it'll just look weird. You want to keep that nice and dark, and the chances are you're probably not going to see it anyway if it's in a recess and it's dark. So just go ahead and just give it a nice coat of that color again, and you can see already that that brown just starts to really stick out after that wash. And yeah, it's really starting to look the business. Now, this is where the fun part starts. You want that brown to stand out just subtly. So I use AK Red Brown and Splittermuster base at a 2-to-1 ratio. So I'm using the base color to sort of make the two almost blend in together, so it's not so bright. Or not so dark, I should say. I want it to sort of blend in with the rest of the jacket. So you can see that I'm just following the exact same principle again, just going over it all, and those browns are really going to start to look as good as they can do without looking unrealistic. Sometimes if you put too much of that lighter color into the mixture, it can make them look too silly, but you can see there it's a very subtle change. And then the same process with the green. So we're just going over those greens again. And I know this process seems like, it's counterproductive almost, because you're just constantly doing the same thing. You're painting the same color on again, and then you're going to go over it with a lighter color, doing the exact same thing. But trust me, it works. You want to put this base color back on it and then go over it with that lighter color. Otherwise, it'll be just too bright. So using the Splittermuster base again with that AK green spots at a 2-to-1 ratio, exactly like that Waffen Red Brown, I then go ahead and do the same thing. But I'm not doing the whole thing, I'm just adding in some scratches, and you can see that that green is really standing out. It looks a lot nice, a lot brighter and nicer as well, and it blends in with the rest of the jacket, and it already looks fantastic in my opinion, my humble opinion of course. But yeah, it looks fantastic. Now I'm using AK Reflective Green and Dark Green Grey. So now the Dark Green Grey isn't in the paint set. I got it myself. I wasn't happy with the Reflective Green. I thought it was a bit too light for this particular color. It would work better on other colors, like the Dark Sand base color for the Splinter Pattern. But adding in that Dark Green Grey really brought these rain marks out, and you can see that I'm doing what I said before. I've got those 3 lines, 4 lines, and I'm just a nice sharp pointy brush. I'm putting it over the camo, putting it in some of those non-camoed areas, and you can see this is the sort of thing you want to end up with. Now, it's really important that you get those rain marks going vertically down the uniform, and then on the sleeves keep it vertical as well, and try, obviously where the uniform's sort of bending and creasing and such, just try and get the rain marks to follow the direction in which that arm or sleeve's moving. But this is how he should come out, and I think he looks absolutely fantastic. This model is from RKX Miniatures, and he's obviously a Luftwaffe Field Division soldier, looking really good in this splinter pattern. I think he's going to come out absolutely great, but I would be very keen to hear your opinions on this. Do you think it's as good as I'm making it out to be? I think it looks absolutely fantastic myself, but again, I'm probably just talking myself up. But yeah, very keen to hear what you think of this. Now, I'm not going to show you exactly how I've done the rest of the model, just because that's going to be another video. So keep an eye out for part 2 that will be coming out very soon. And we'll be able to see exactly how I painted the rest of this model. But for now, I'm going to end the video here. Thanks to my YouTube channel members and patrons, specifically those higher tiered members. So that's Patrick, Oscar, James, Panzer Jim, Lack of Foresight Gaming, Mike, Mikey, Eric, Rothgar, Ian, Adam, Rob, and Alan. You guys are all champions. Thank you ever so much for being those higher tiered members. Alright guys, don't forget to drop me a comment below, especially if you've enjoyed this different format of video to my usual ones, and if you want to see more of these, definitely let me know in the comment section. But until then, I will catch you at the next one.